Hiya, my name's David. I'm the Wandering Ponderer. Welcome to another video. A few videos ago I did a video on the windmills, and I got asked what happened to the surviving windmill. What happened to that windmill? So I aim to clear that up with this video, because today I'm at the start of Tilkey Road here, more or less where I was when I did the video on the windmills. And if you haven't seen the video on the windmills, I will put a link in the description, and you can go and see it. It's only a few videos ago. The Windmills of Coggeshall, it was called. I won't go into exactly what I went into there, but suffice to say, the position of the surviving windmill was there, just the other side of that house. In a tragic fire that happened, that windmill was destroyed. That's not the end of the story. The windmill itself was a corn mill, and its roundhouse, which is the brickwork at the bottom, because this was a post mill, was about 30 foot in diameter. It contained a small steam engine. Steam engines in windmills and water mills were not uncommon, and at the age of steam in the 1800s, the steam power was used to assist the mills, and you can imagine a scenario where a steam engine would assist a windmill, because you don't get wind all the time, but you do get a demand for corn, for flour. So it's important to keep the mill going if you want to keep your business going. So the steam engine was a way of keeping these mills running. In some cases they completely stopped using the sails, not necessarily up here, because it still had the wind sails. They stopped using the sails and just continually ran the steam engine to do the work. But in this case, we had a windmill with a steam engine actually in the roundhouse, which is at the bottom of the windmill. According to Trevor Disley's book, Fires, Firemen and Other Mishaps, the Tilkey corn mill had a roundhouse that was 30 feet in diameter. It contained a small steam engine, but the mill above measured some 12 feet wide by 24 feet deep. It was one of the biggest mills in Essex, and was being worked by Mr. Scour, a recent newcomer to the town. The fire was discovered after midnight on Tuesday the 4th of March 1879 and seems to have started in the upper part of the mill. But because of the late hour, the fire had a good hold before anyone noticed. James Tansley and Police Constable Barber did what they could, but it was obvious that with no water nearby, the mill could not be saved, and the fire engine not even sent for. The adjacent mill house survived because the wind was in the west and blew the flames and sparks away. The image of the mill alight in the middle of the night formed a tragic and awe-inspiring spectacle described in the Essex Herald. A few days later, a fire broke out in the upper part of Coggeshall Windmill in the Tilkey Road, and the whole structure, which was the largest in the country, was speedily in flames. The timbers of the mill were very massive, the oak crossbeam being about 3 feet in diameter, and the mill, one red-hot mass, appeared to be floating in mid-air. The sails, as they burnt, formed a brilliant display, but were dangerous as the fragments fell. There was a small steam engine in the basement, and it was feared that there might be an explosion, as about 30 pounds of steam had been left in the boiler overnight. It is supposed that the machinery oil may have got overheated and thus caused the fire. That's what happened to this mill as a result of not being able to save it. It was burnt to the ground. The roundhouse that was here, just over there, that was Henry Nunn's son's house, that was demolished in 1940s, and as a result the ground here has been built on. It's a shame, because that windmill, had it survived today and had we had a surviving steam engine in it, would have been quite a historical piece of heritage here in Coggeshall. But nevertheless, we have to make do with the story itself. That's what happened to the windmill. Well, thank you very much for sticking with me this far. If you enjoyed the video, please could you do the usual up there. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in another video, which hopefully will be next week. Stay safe.